Hi, everybody. Jean Humbrecht with Humbrecht Law, criminal and traffic defense attorney in Manassas, Virginia. Thanks for joining my weekly Facebook Live. Today, I am joined by Lori Seitz from Zen Rabbit. She is a networking coach and strategist. And today she's going to be talking to us about the Gratitude Experience, which is a live Facebook event that she has starting next week, June 15th. I actually met Lori virtually at the Small Business Grit Summit. We were both speakers. I watched her presentation later, not the live presentation, and I just took so much from it. She had so much good information to say about networking and how to network, during the pandemic and during difficult times. So Lori and I actually connected, and then that's how I found out about the Gratitude Experience. So Lori, I'm going to turn it over to you now to tell everybody a little bit about what you do, how you came up with the idea, and what the Gratitude Experience is.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. This is awesome. So right now, what I've been doing most recently is, like you said, is teaching people how to be better at networking. But before this, the business that I had was actually based on gratitude. I had a product called the Gratitude Cookie, and I would do customized gift packages to help business people say thank you to people who were sending them referrals, or to clients, or to people who worked in their office and were support staff and things like that. And so with everything that's going on in the world right now, I was looking for a way of how can I contribute in any even small way. And I came up with this idea of what was initially going to be called the Gratitude Challenge. But then I thought, you know what? We all have plenty of challenges going on in our lives right now. We don't need another challenge. What we need is some kind of uplifting experience. And so that's how I came up with the Gratitude Experience, and just started sharing it, the idea, with people and getting people to sign up for it, so like you said, it starts next week, June 15th on Monday, and it's free, and it's just going to be 5 days of sharing information about how gratitude can improve your life, basically.
So is it more focused on gratitude in your business and with clients, or just in life in general?
I'm going to take, over the 5 days, a look at every aspect. So how gratitude affects your life, how there have been studies on how gratitude affects your brain chemistry. So I want to get into that one day. And another day, we're going to talk about how you can use gratitude in your business, and then how gratitude affects your outlook, your perception, how you can change your perception. Feeling more grateful isn't going to change what's going on in the world around you, but it can change how you respond.
Okay. So is there a certain time every day that you're going to be going live talking about these things?
So yeah, I actually was initially going to go live, and then I was advised that maybe wasn't the best way to do it. So I'm going to actually pre-record 5 sessions, I should call them. I also want to mention that each session is only going to be about 10 or 15 minutes. I've been part of some challenges where they go on for an hour to 2 hours, and nobody's got that kind of time.
I know.
So yeah, 10 to 15 minutes, and then there'll be an exercise for you to do to help you incorporate what we just talked about in there. And then I will go live at least twice. I may go live every single day for questions and answers and just to interact, but the actual session will be pre-recorded, so you could access it whenever it's convenient for you to watch.
Okay, awesome. So I think you mentioned to me before that you were giving prizes to people who referred the most people to the Gratitude Experience.
That's right. I'm so glad you reminded me. So the gratitude cookies that I mentioned are no longer available. Like, that business is shut down, but I did promise that whoever sends in the most referrals, and there's a space on the sign up sheet where you can put in the information about who referred you. whoever sends in the most referrals will get a box of the rare and coveted gratitude cookies, because I will make them. And there'll also be a couple more opportunities within the experience. So even if you didn't send in any referrals, or you didn't win the referral contest, you can still win some gratitude cookies. Yeah.
Well, if that's not enough incentive right there, I'm telling everybody watching that I am trying to win this prize. So when you sign up for the gratitude experience, you can say that Humbrecht Law referred you because you found out about it on our Facebook Live.
Yes, that's exactly right. And and they can share. Yeah. So we'll put the link for the sign up in the information here. Yeah. And then they can go ahead and sign up. It's really, I mean, because we're all kind of in this place right now where it's like, wow, all this stuff is going on. How much more can I take? So it feels like if we do something with gratitude, that people are feeling like they're maybe stuck in this place of not feeling very good. And even if we can just move a little bit to feeling a little bit better, that's what I want to help do. That's the purpose of this whole experience.
So because you're a networking strategist, is part of this related to networking, or does gratitude relate to a networking strategy?
It can relate to a networking strategy, because showing appreciation for your connections is really important in maintaining relationships. I mean, showing appreciation for any kind of relationship, whether it's a personal relationship or a business relationship, like nobody gets too much appreciation, right? No, like nobody's out there is going, please stop. I've gotten too much thankfulness today. Please stop. So anytime that you can share even a thank you note, I mean, it doesn't have to be like delivering a giant $80 bouquet of flowers or something. A thank you note could be enormous as a gesture, for example. And then the other piece of the networking thing is that's this group during the experience. All these people who are participating in this, there's an opportunity to connect with them and to network within the group, which is another part that I'm super excited about, because yes, you're getting the gratitude experience, but then you're also getting to connect and interact with all these other people. And who knows what that could lead to. I mean, it could lead to business. It could lead to a new friend. Who knows? That's the fun part about it.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, we can't network and connect like we used to. And even as we're starting to enter the different phases of reopening, things are not where they were, in the past 3-4 months ago. So the opportunity to be able to do something like that online, I think is great, because as many opportunities as there are online if you look for them, you can find them. But to actually get something positive out of it, which sounds like the gratitude experience is going to do, I think would be very helpful for everybody right now. Well, anybody right now, because, we can't go traditional networking like we used to. And then also there's just, so much going on with being shut in for so long, and it's affecting everybody in different ways. So, and businesses that weren't able to, operate at all, or operate at the same capacity or the same way, are probably wondering, what they can do, to try to stay ahead of, their competition, or try to stay connected with their clients, because like you said, I think it's probably the opposite. People are not getting as much gratitude and appreciation. So yeah, this is a really awesome idea. And I mean, just thinking about it, like, I thought it was an awesome idea to begin with, but then you explaining it, it sounds like it would just be so beneficial for everybody, just focusing on positive things, like even giving, even showing gratitude for somebody else, like, probably has an effect on you and your outlook, right?
Yeah, definitely. I remember hearing about a story. It might have been it was Wayne Dyer was telling the story, and I don't remember if I read it in a book or I heard it in an audio version of something he was sharing, but he was talking about the effects that saying thank you have on both the giver and the recipient. And this was the part that was really interesting, on someone who's watching. So if you as a third party are observing two people having a gratitude exchange, like one person saying thank you to another, it affects you as well. Like it makes you feel good.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a cumulative effect. And yeah, we just need more energy, positive energy in society and in the world right now. And speaking of the world, I have been looking at the signups, and there are people from literally from all over the world signing up. I had 3 signups last night from different countries.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it just shows you what technology can do, and networking in different non-traditional ways, able to reach people that you ordinarily would not be able to if this was an in-person event.
Right. Exactly.
That's actually, that's a good segue, talking about people from other countries. There probably aren't people from other countries watching this, but if you're watching this live video or the replay, leave a note about where you're signing in from. And I'll try to give you a shout out. And if you have any questions, type a question in the comment section and we can try to answer it. If not while we're live later. Or if you have something you want to share about gratitude yourself, if you have any ideas.
Yeah, some kind of tell us about an experience that you've had with gratitude that affected your life.
I'll tell you one that actually recently happened to me. It was just a little thing that I wasn't even expecting. I spoke at a group recently about my new book, and I went to my office yesterday or 2 days ago, and I received a package from them, and there was a little gift in there, and a gift card for a coffee shop, and then I don't know how much it was for, and then a thank you note, and that was just really nice because I wasn't expecting that. It was nice enough to me that they invited me and actually cared to hear what I had to say. But yeah, that really meant a lot. And, I know it wasn't, or I think it wasn't a lot of money that they spent, but yeah, just the gesture, something that I wasn't expecting, yeah. And it really, it did feel good. And it made me, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, something you didn't expect. You go to your office and it's in the mail and it's like, oh, well, that was nice.
Right. That's exactly how it works. It's right. And now you're telling us about it. So now we can feel good about sharing in that appreciation that you got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it makes you think, if it's something that you would have done for somebody else, now like how they would appreciate it,
Right.
Because, I write thank you cards and I think to myself, oh, I hope they received it. I hope they liked it or whatever. But then if I don't hear anything, I forget about it. But then if they felt the way that I felt, then that makes me feel good. And that, what I'm doing is worth the time, to sit down and write somebody a thank you note.
Yeah. I think it always is worth the time, even if you don't hear back from them, because then it's kind of like, well, thank you for the thank you. And then where does it end, Yeah. So you might not hear back from somebody if you send them a thank you. And I still believe that you have impacted their life in a positive way, even if they don't say anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when you receive something, it reminds you, or, if you're in a position to do that for somebody else, that's going to make them feel good because it made you feel good. I don't know what I'm really trying to say. I'm not the expert. Lori's the expert here, but you just, you remember how you felt, so.
Right. Yeah. And what's that Maya Angelou quote about people don't remember what you say.
They remember how you made them feel.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Well, can you give us a little sneak peek of some of the tidbits you're going to be sharing next week?
Well, we talked a little bit about the gratitude in business, like what you just said about sending thank you notes.
Oh, that was my idea.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that. Also some research. I was just looking at some articles online, and I came across this one article about some research that was done on people who how gratitude affects their mental health. But most of the studies apparently were done on people who had good mental health. So they decided to do a study on people who were struggling with their mental health. And they broke them into 3 groups, and they had one group write a thank you letter to someone over the course of 3, like one letter for 3 weeks, like one week, one the second week, one the third week. The second group, they had them write about negative experiences that they'd had during the course of their treatment. And the third group didn't do any writing experience. And what they found was that 4 weeks and 12 weeks later, after they were also getting mental health counseling,
Mm-hmm.
the gratitude writing group was much healthier. So there's science behind this. There's research behind this. It's not just somebody going, well, this is like a woo-woo idea. It sounds kind of cool. Let's talk about the energy. But it actually, and there's been other studies, and I'll talk about that too, about how it affects the biochemistry of the brain.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't just make you feel good in the moment. It's actually having an impact on your overall mental health.
Yes. And chemistry, like body chemistry. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm definitely going to be tuning into this because this is interesting.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, before we go, Lori, is there anything else you want to tell people? Tell them actually what the elusive gratitude cookie is.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, to whet their appetite. I got you.
Exactly.
The gratitude cookie is a cross between a butter and a sugar cookie, and they're rolled out really thin and crunchy. And essentially, I'll say all natural ingredients. I mean, basically it's butter, sugar, vanilla, and flour and egg whites. You know, like they're so good because there are nothing artificial in them. And and so it's based on a family recipe, and we used to make them for the holidays all the time, and people would say, oh my gosh, these are so good, you should sell them. And so finally I did. But yeah, that's what they are. They are. And I've had people ask me when I had the business, they would in seriousness say, is there crack in here? Because these things are so addictive. I assure you there are no drugs, but they are good.
Well, I am looking forward to trying these gratitude cookies. So
yeah.
Now remember, everybody watching, the person that gets that refers the most people wins these gratitude cookies. And you also have opportunities to win them throughout the week of the gratitude experience. And we're going to be putting a link to the registration in the comment section. So if you follow that and say that I referred you, I get a chance on winning those cookies. And if you refer friends, you could try to beat me and win the cookies.
There you go.
So I know, right? I love content. Like they really motivate me. So come on,
yeah.
guys, these cookies. So that's like just an added bonus of all the, I just feel happier talking to you, Lori. Like,
oh, awesome.
I wasn't having like the greatest day, and I'm excited about these cookies. I'm excited about next week. So you see how the positive energy affects you.
Already started.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So yeah, we'll leave a link to that in the comments. And if you're watching this, like I said, live or the replay, if you have any questions, check out the link. You can contact Lori or type a question in the comments, and one of us can respond, most likely Lori, because this is her wheelhouse. But yeah, I'd love to see everybody. I'm already enrolled. I'm going to be there. So, as Lori said, there's going to be networking opportunities. There's going to be a lot of good information and some interactive sessions.
Yeah.
And some, I don't want to say homework, but exercises for us to do to get the most out of the experience, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah, Lori, if there's anything else you want to say before we take off.
We start on Monday.
Monday at
June 15th.
At any specific time or just throughout the day?
Just we'll start on June 15th. You'll get the first session, the link to the first session, and then I'll be going live at some point. I'll let people know when I'm going to go live.
Okay. Well, you guys watching this, you know how the live videos work. If you've signed up for it, you'll get the notification.
Right.
And I'll be posting about it too. So Thank you so much, Lori, for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
My pleasure. Enjoy the weekend.
You too.